on today's show. Weighing in at 235 on a good day, hailing in from Hanover, Germany, but born in the good old US of A. He's an OG of the OG and nominee for 2018 Dad of the Year, aka Phat Daddy Robert Schramm joins the show all the way from Germany, folks. Plus, I've got my XR back, so stay tuned for an update on all of the processes that took place. I have great news for you guys, so strap it on, folks, because it's Luch Dog in the morning, and it's time for the voice of Onewheel.
In the morning.
Welcome back, folks. It's your boy Luch Dog in the morning, hanging out with you on another Voice of Onewheel, and I am excited today to be joined by Robert Schramm. Robert, hello, my wonderful friend.
Hey, how are you?
Good, man.
And Belly too. How are you guys?
Well, he's taking care of all the introductions. This is great.
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for introducing me. I appreciate it.
Belly is the producer of the show.
Onewheel Nation.
Well, hey, listen, Rob, you got some original music for us today. You've got some videos for us today, and we're really pumped to get to them because you have been a part of this community since, I don't know, God, since it got going. I mean, I almost feel like a noob talking to you, so thank you for your time, man. We're excited to do this today.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, man. It's awesome to have a chance to be a part of the show. It's become such a big part of the Onewheel community to be able to sit in on a Tuesday and listen to you guys chat with the big names. I'm just glad that you decided to go ahead and bring just an old fart in to talk about his experiences too.
It's about time we had the Phat Daddy on himself, and of course, thank you to your daughters. The stanky leg is something that I learned. See, folks, I don't know if you guys know this, Belly. Before I got my board, see, there's a lot of people out there with an XR on hold. Their shipping date's gotten pushed back. I even made a video about it. How it sucks. The horror film trailer. It was kind of just having some fun with it. And hello to everybody in the social media lounge. We do appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining us today on another Voice of Onewheel. We're going to have a blast. If you'd like to call in, 571-354-7338 to the Magic Robots call-in line. But your guys' participation absolutely runs this show, so do not be shy. We love to talk to you. Now, with that being said, I have had I had a month where I had to wait, Robert, when I got my Plus when I ordered it about a year ago. Now, a lot of people had their XR going on, and they're like, my ship date got pushed back. We know the pain, right?
Yeah.
So
I had the same problem with the Pluses.
Well, you were in it from the Kickstarter, and I want to get to your whole experience from the Kickstarter all the way to the XR, but. Yeah. I will tell you that back when I was waiting for my board, my Plus, it was about a month we had to wait. And some people had to wait a lot longer than that. It was like 3 months. Sure. So what do you do when you're waiting for a board? Belly, you just stalk every Onewheel video you possibly can.
I try anyway. It's hard to keep up. There's so many awesome videos coming out every day, new videos.
He's kind of going through it, Rob. He doesn't have a board, but he is balls deep in this community.
Oh, it's crazy now. There's so many videos, but back in the day, it was, you'd get a new one every couple of weeks and you'd be waiting for it, and somebody would put something up there and you would watch it, and especially when McCosker first came out with his nudge video, the parking block nudges, that was the one that just kind of blew the lid off of everything. I think from that point on, everyone was making videos, and it's awesome.
Doesn't everybody want to go ride with McCosker underneath that parking garage, wherever the hell that is, in some corner of the universe?
Yeah.
It just looks so cool. I feel like there should be a DJ down there.
I always answer those posts and act like they forgot to invite me.
That's awesome. Hey guys, cool. I went to the other one. I'll see you next time, I guess. 9 pull at 9.
Wrong bridge again. Darn.
Next time.
The reason I bring this up is because one of the videos that I watched when I was waiting for my board to arrive was the stanky leg.
So Laney K stanky leg.
Would you please tell the folks what this is, because it's a treat now to be able to talk to you after that.
Sure. Well, I got. Well, I don't want to tell the whole story yet, but at one point I had gotten a board I wasn't able to ride because my kids were using it all the time. So I ended up buying a second board so that they would have one to ride. I ended up having to get a third so they could both have one to ride. And one day we were out cruising around out front, and and I was talking to Zoe, and she's like, "Oh my God, look what Lainey's doing." And I look over at Lainey, and the kid's got her, her left foot is on Goofy, and her right foot is cranked around the other way, as if it was, regular foot.
Like, take your arm and put it on a desk and then like rotate it, and that's kind of how it was.
Right, it was like this, and so she's riding the thing, and I'm like, how the hell did she do that? So I picked up my camera and we made a little videotape of it, and ended up naming it while we were videotaping it. And then was the coolest thing about it. First of all, my daughter, both of my daughters love the Onewheels, but the coolest thing about it was that some of the folks from the community, all got on top of the posts, and they were talking about how cool it was, and it got added to the Onewheel wiki as a first time trick.
Yeah,
nice.
And there
That's
were some
awesome.
people who were doing it and calling her, giving her shout outs as they were doing it on the video. So yeah, she's been a Onewheel fanatic ever since.
Now, my real question is, do you, as a family, walk anywhere, or do you only one-wheel places?
Well, we live in Germany, so we had to stop riding for a while because the laws here are pretty strict.
Okay, now hold on. That's a good tease because I would like to. In fact, let's do that. Tell us about, because I want to do the pros and cons of living in Germany and what the riding is like out there. But can I quick, just before anything, I just want to let everybody know what happened with the XR that was bricked of mine, and just so you guys know, I feel like I need to do this. I need to tell you that as much as I have been critical of Future Motion for things, and also I'm just trying to be neutral. If things piss me off, I air that grievance. And if things are great, I tell you that I'm extremely pleased about it. I'm just trying to be honest about what I see, and their customer service for this bricked XR has been phenomenal. It has been absolutely phenomenal. And I'm not saying that, look, I haven't spoken to them since they came on. So I hope they come back.
Do you think they know your name?
Well, maybe, but I see what you mean. Like, maybe I got bumped up the chain. I mean, maybe, but I don't know. I would say the person who I have been dealing with was Mary, and I don't know if Mary knows about the show or anything, but I can tell. That's a good point. I didn't really think about that. That is worth maybe mentioning. So maybe that's not fair. I don't know if you're. But anyway, what I wanted to say is that I must say, I sent it off. They got it that day. And then it was back to me within a business day. So I'm sorry. So two business days total. So they fixed it literally the next day, and it was back to me the day after that. So I mean, it was like immediate.
Yeah, I've had multiple situations. The first time I brought my board in was to get I had a flat tire, and I had them go ahead and redo the $300 recharge, the whole deal.
Oh wow!
And I sent it off. They had it. 3 days later, it was back in the mail, back to me. I had it within 5-6 days. It was awesome. The second time I had to send my board in was right before the pluses started coming out. And I had sent it in, and it got lost, and then they resent it, and it came out to me, and it didn't work when I got it, and I sent it back to them. The whole ordeal ended up being 6 months of no writing. I went 6 months from the day I sent it in to about 2 months later when they sent it back to me and it didn't work. And I sent it back in again 4 months later. And it was right when they were going through all the stuff with trying to put the plus out. And the customer service was horrible.
And I will not argue with you there. I will not. Because, I mean, everybody's got their own experiences, and I've seen good and bad.
But they did make it right in the end. I mean, they lost my board. They ended up giving me a brand new board, a brand new V1. And then they let me jump into the gold person, whatever that gold thing was for the plus. Even though I was late for it, they let me jump in and buy that one and get all the gold stuff that came with it, the gold level thing. So that all worked out.
And I mean, it's hit or miss. And I'm really nervous about how much I discuss it on here because I'm not trying to. I feel like we have we have to be careful about what we say because people listen to this and people watch this. I mean, to see the support and the amount of countries. Our channel is in 207 countries, Belly. We're only 33 away from the total in the world. Global domination.
There we go.
I mean,
someone go to Antarctica and watch our show, please.
Please, we're dying. We need somebody to Onewheel in Antarctica. But that's why I'm careful because I don't want to just get on and bash, and then all of a sudden the company doesn't exist anymore because everybody thinks that the customer service problems are not worth dealing with because or not worth buying a board for. And that's the opposite. The board is so good that we're willing to put up with these customer service issues. However, I have to be honest and say that at least this most current and most recent one was fantastic. And I hope it wasn't just because I do a show about it, but I'm not partners with them. They haven't even responded to my email since the last show. I would be actually thinking that my name would put me down on the list with them, but I don't know. I just am trying to be objective. Belly, what do you got?
My main question is, have you seen a progression in the level of customer service since those early days when it was the...
Yeah, you were here from the beginning.
Yeah.
All of us, we just have snapshots, right? Because we only know what's going on when our board needs to get fixed.
Sure.
So other than that, it's not like we're monitoring what's going on. My impression is that when they first started, they had a team of 2 or 3 people, and they did a pretty good job because there weren't that many boards out there. And the original V1, when it came out, I mean, that thing was a tank. It was completely, there was really no problems with that at all. The only time people were sending them in was when they wanted to get a wheel change or wanted to do the update or something. But then again, when they started getting more and more boards out there, and then they started preparing and doing that plus, that's when I think they overwhelmed their staff. I think they just still had the same 2 or 3 people, and now there was all kinds of problems with the foot sensors on the pluses, and I just think that they kind of got overwhelmed, and I think that kind of dipped down low.
Do you want to take us through what happened to your foot sensor when you were with the Hover Hooligans?
Yeah, that's a second issue. So yeah, after they sent me after I finally got the board back and they gave me the gold level thing for the plus, when my plus did eventually come, I got one of the bad sensor boards. So every time I got off the thing, it would just take off and just fly as far as it could until it slammed into a wall. It looked like a ghost was riding it. So I had that one, when I was at the Hover Hooligans hideout.
That would be scary, man, because then, that one worries me because, like, you could just shoot it off into traffic or whatever. But those things don't have, if you're a new rider and you're like, oh, my God, I'm not going to do this. I'm going with a trotter. No. Like, it's way better now. Trust us. To the point where the social media lounge is chiming in.
It looks like we do have a volunteer to go to Antarctica.
Already?
One woman, one wheel. And she does have a partner, too. Rebecca Randolph is willing to go with her. So
Rebecca and Mandy, the flight queens, are going to go out there, and they're going to take care of this immediately. Way to go, ladies.
The float queens?
Float queens. Oh, my God.
That's a fine.
I'm sorry. That is a terrible fine. That was bad. All right, so thank you to everybody who's listening. The float queens, apparently.
Floating with penguins would be dope.
It would be.
Goal.
They would totally be down, like, because dogs see us as something to go and chase and tear apart.
Oh.
But
has anybody not been attacked by a dog?
Dude, it's making me hate dogs. I'm such a dog person. I hate cats. Sorry, Amanda, but I love dogs, and I'm starting to hate them. Every time I hear a dog bark, I freak out.
It's coming for you,
guys. I have literally seen a full-on beast mode German Shepherd break off of the owner's leash and bolt at me. Now, what are you going to do? That's a cheetah. Are you going to just go off on your one wheel and let it tackle you? No.
So one-wheelers are the new mailman is what you're telling me.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes. Touchdown. That's correct. So, Robert, tell us about...
Oh, go ahead.
Well, no. I mean, I was going to say, so tell us about Germany. These are foes that come along with riding around in the States. I know you grew up in Chicago. Is that correct?
Yeah, I did. I'm kind of like a Forrest Gump of the one wheel.
Okay.
Not just that I'm stupid and like chocolate, but also that I've just kind of accidentally kind of been at the center of where everything's, all the different things that are going on. I mentioned earlier that I did start as a Kickstarter project. I had one of the first, I think, 400 or 500 boards ever. And I was using it in Southern California. And it was just me, man. I was just riding around Hermosa Beach, and no one else had seen it. And it's like I couldn't go 5 feet without somebody asking me if I built it and what it was and was doing all that stuff. And then I had the chance to bring it out to Germany with me, and I was riding out here. And I took a cruise through Frankfurt, and I made a one-wheel video, one-wheel world tour Frankfurt video. And I was cruising around in Frankfurt and then sharing that on the OG group. And I ran into, I started communicating with one of the guys from Chicago, Andrew Stroh. And, everybody knows who Andrew Stroh is now, right? But back then, he was just, another name guy popping up on the thing. He had an Instagram. He hadn't been in the race for the rail podcasts or anything, so I don't know if very many people.
Oh, hold on a second, Rob. Hold on a second. We got a little bit of garbling going on. If you don't know who Andrew Stroh is, I'm sorry, we're just fixing your audio real quick. If you don't know who Andrew Stroh is, he was on the show, friend of the show, rides really fast. Anyway, you're back. There we go. Thanks, Belly.
Yeah, is that better?
Yeah, much better. Sorry about that. So anyway, you were contacting Robert Andrew Stroh.
So I got in touch with Stroh because I was from Chicago and I was going to pick up my second board there used. And he was like, yeah, dude, come on out. We'll hang out. We'll ride all day. And so we got together and he took me around and just showed me all around Chicago. I ended up making a video of the two of us. Is the sound okay?
It's great.
Yeah,
and I'm wondering, I'm glad you stopped there because I want to know, is that weird? Is that weird that we are just hitting up random people that we have never met and allowing them into our homes? Literally, I have a guy from Canada who is going to be in our studio next week just because he wants to watch and be a part of it and hang out, and I love it, and I can't wait to have him. And my parents are like, "Are you sure that's a good idea?"
Well,
I think it's weird if you're not about the Onewheel, right?
But we're all just like, "Come on in, dude! Like the stoke is real." But is that weird?
No. Especially if you go
I don't
riding
know.
afterwards.
I mean, because of the Onewheel, it doesn't feel weird at all. Everybody's just so stoked and wants to share and wants to experience. And I mean, we've done so many things for each other throughout. I mean, this guy, I'm going to give a shout out right now to Mark McManus. He just emailed me a little while ago. He hooked me up with some rubber extenders for my flight fins. He's
Really?
got some big chunks of rubber in the mail and some longer screws and stuff. He's sending them out to me in Canada, which is where I'm moving to. And so he's sending those to me for free. I asked him, I go, dude, can I pay you for this? He's like, nah, man, it's all family. It's just amazing. It's an awesome group to be a part of.
I mean, that's incredible. And I'm guessing you want that because you have, like me, a affinity for riding with your board, with your feet apart. You like to ride with your feet apart. So
Yeah,
I'm guessing
I have a wide stance.
So flight fins then might be, mine are in the mail. My flight fender is in the mail. So I'm wondering how I'm going to adapt because I ride at the absolute edges of my board.
Yeah, that flight fender looks really cool. But I am worried about it because I tried it. I've only been able to try it once. I got them on there. I had it all hooked up, and boy, I was terrible.
Well, did you feel like you had to move your feet in order to use them?
Yeah, you do. You got to slide in underneath them, and riding that way just feels weird.
I can imagine.
I just posted with Bodie, another guy who I got a chance to ride with in California, and who's been on your show. And I asked him, is he getting more comfortable riding that way now, or does he still ride out wide?
What's his answer?
He rides out wide, but he slides them in before he jumps.
I mean, that's the only way. I mean, everybody's working on a one tail so that you can extend your stance and widen your stance. So are you saying that, and I'm not slighting the flight fins. The flight fins are phenomenal. I bet flight fin. Well, I can't say because I've never used them, but I see what people are doing with them, like Chris Richardson flying across the universe, and it's amazing. But maybe flight fins 2.0 will have a little extender. Is that what you're saying? McManus sent you as an extension?
Yeah, he sent me these chunks of rubber that you can put in that fit in behind the flight fin. So it just basically extends the flight fin out about inch and a half, maybe just an inch from the fender a little bit. Yeah, it's amazing. But I think, I'm not putting on flight fins either. I think that's a big time game changer. You see what Chris Richardson's doing with them. That's amazing stuff. And Bodie, even those the advertisements that they did before they started getting Bodie out there to cruise around with Ori, those guys are amazing.
Oh, it's crazy.
On those things.
It makes me like the stoke is so real.
I mean, the air they get is unbelievable.
Okay. Let's all just calm down here. Let's just calm down. The show's moving way too fast. It's 11:20. I got to go to a break. I haven't even told the people what's about to happen. Dustin Foster called me out, and you know what? I'm not even ready for this because I need to do what I need to do. It was at 37, wasn't it?
37.
It was at 37 minutes. So, Belly, can you just take us through the social media lounge while I pull this up here?
Sure. Some of the stuff we've got going on in the social media right now. Let's see.
It was on Vito's video, right?
Hashtag Richardson Airlines, referring to Chris Richardson there.
Richardson Airlines?
Right. The
That's
guy, all he does is get
fantastic.
air.
That's really good. Who is that? Who came up with that?
Faboos, of course.
Faboos. Oh, man. All right, you said it was at 37 minutes, right?
37 minutes, right around 37
All right,
minutes.
so
we
last
start talking about it.
This was back
'Cause
on March.
Vito drops the dot pro tip of when you're using it to deliver pizza.
Okay,
use
so
duct
this
tape.
is what's happening. On March 20th, we had Vito on. He is the creator of the Dot Pro group. It was just his it was his birthday. Happy birthday, Vito. By the way, all of the impressions were fantastic. If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, it's fine. It's just a quick thing. But the impressions for Vito, I thought were one of the funniest things I had seen in a long time. So great job to everybody who participated. However, Robert, what was happening is Vito was dropping the Dot Pro tips. Did you see that?
Yep.
So
Yep.
Dot Pro tip was, well, I didn't agree with one of them.
Yes.
And I got called out. Let's hear that. You know, they might be watching this, so now they're going to be on to us at Future Motion, but damn it. That's a really good idea, actually. Very good. Thank you. Keep going. I love it.
All right, let's see here. Okay, here's pro tip number 74 from Dustin Foster. When picking up pizza, always bring along duct tape to make a quick handle, so the pizza doesn't fall out of your hand, and then you're wrapping it around.
There you go.
That's a little bit much. That's a bit
Not
much.
really. You won't know how many guys try going to the local pizza store and carrying it home, and they don't have pizza insurance, and it just goes or and fly.
I hate, by the way.
Only
I just-
Domino's offers pizza.
I hate
insurance.
that. I hate.
So
that
I
that's a
didn't
thing.
agree.
Okay, I didn't agree that anybody would even do this. And then I got called out within like 2 minutes. I think he posted 3 minutes later. He posted at 11:43, and this happened at 37. So he posted 6 minutes later, and I got roasted on a chain, and rightfully so. So Belly is going to show you why, because Dustin Foster has proof that this can actually happen. Can you play the pizza run for us? We should have been doing this, Robert, a long time ago. So we'll be right back with Robert Schramm. And this is the pizza run from Dustin Foster, ladies and gentlemen. Can we do this music? Let's do it. Screw it.
Enjoy.
We'll be back after this, folks. Hang in there. It's Luch Dog in the Morning with the voice of Onewheel from PTR Studios. Oh, Vito, that's awesome, man. Welcome back, folks. Oh, it's your boy Luch Dog hanging out with you. Belly's killing it right now. We're having a blast with Robert Schramm, a.k.a. Phat Daddy. Rob, thanks for joining us, man. I want to, we kind of teased this, but it's time to get into it. What are your favorite things about riding in Germany?
Oh, that might be me.
What's going on right now?
Sounds like a second.
Just because there's. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
you're good.
sorry, that was on us.
Yeah, no worries. It's cool. There's a lot of trails. There's a lot of good places to go and ride. There's good hilly running trails. There's a lot of skate parks. I don't know if they're necessarily better than in the States or anywhere else, but there's definitely there's the European feel about the places that you ride. And one of the coolest things is going through just the small German towns, cruising on the cobblestone roads. And I mean, you can do that on a one wheel. There's no way you could do it on any other e-skate, right? But you're just cruising past all these old, houses with all the wood and everything, just the old style German stuff. It's beautiful.
Well, I know there's a lot of international riders. I mean, shout out to Fabooz, of course. Hugo from Sweden. Fabooz is in France. We've got you in Germany. We've got Bradley's from Canada. or in Canada. He'll be in studio next week. Excited to have him. A couple from Canada, but you know,
Kyle Taylor's in Canada.
Who's that?
Kyle
Kyle
Kyle's
Taylor,
in
yeah,
Canada.
the land pirate. That's right. But is there anything like? Tell us about. I mean, I'm not even going to try to tease it like I don't know. What is up with the laws in Germany, man?
Yeah, well, that was a big issue. So my girls and I were riding all the time. We were out on it every day, cruising around the neighborhood. And there was an article that came out on Facebook. People were passing it around in Germany here that the Berlin police had been cracking down because technically the law says that anything that goes over so many kilometers per hour is a motor vehicle. So therefore, it has to, if it's a motorized and it goes over 10 kilometers per hour, 8 kilometers per hour, it's a motor vehicle, so it has to have all the safety issues of a motor vehicle. And obviously, nothing, even the Onewheel, as great as it is, doesn't have, it doesn't match up to a car's safety vehicle standards. And so they started confiscating boards. So people who were riding got their boards confiscated just for riding them illegally. And then it came down that if I continued to let my kids ride, and one of my neighbors, if I wasn't getting along with a neighbor and they wanted to turn me into the cops, I could actually go to jail, or my kids could be taken away for child endangerment because it was considered letting your kids drive a car without a license.
I mean, that's
so even with helmets.
Is
and
it the same
everything
as
else,
but wait, it wouldn't be the same as a bicycle, right? But it's just because it has a motor.
It has the motor, right? And so the bicycles that have the motors, it just depends on the speed that they go. And I don't know if there's any specific laws that have been written directly for them, but there hasn't been any for the skateboards yet to make it different.
And I mean, it's not like this is Robert's not the guy who is, and I mean, Robert's not going around on Facebook posting videos of himself with his infant on his shoulders with no helmet and saying things like, I don't want to hear anything about riding without a helmet. This is not Robert. Robert is like Dad of the Year. I already told you he's been nominated by TTR Studios 2018 Dad of the Year. So for him to be even like confused with whatever the law would be that you would be breaking to have your child taken away from you because you're trying to let them ride a Onewheel safely and alongside of you is absurd.
Yeah, I'm always the one commenting. I think the kids need to be wearing helmets. They need to be wearing wrist pads at least. My girls also wear knee pads and elbow pads whenever we go on the skate parks. The only time you'll ever see them without a helmet is if I let them goof around in the backyard for a little bit in the grass. But yeah, it's crazy.
We got a line from the Social Media Lounge that is literally the line of the day. And Future Motion, we love you. We're kidding with you just like you're our kid brother. But, Belly, fly this one in.
Basically, it says, watch Future Motion will make a custom Onewheel pizza carrying duct tape roll for $85 plus shipping.
Touchdown!
But then I think the better line comes second when he says, but it won't work with float plates or Plus or the XR.
Right.
And then Hilliker chimes in, except it won't fit XL pizzas, and then the community will create an XL pizza strap extension.
And I'm going to sit around and wait for the John Rambo magnetic version.
There you go.
See, this is the kind of just participation that we need from the Social Media Lounge. It's very good.
Now,
and I need to get a phone call, too, because Magic Robot's call-in line is popping off, but it's been popping off a little bit less now that we are not giving stuff away as much anymore. I will do a $10 PayPal if you would like to call in for 571-354-7338 and let us know your thoughts on that rule from Germany. I would like your thoughts on that rule, 571-354-7338. Robert's kids could be taken away from him if he gets seen with them riding a Onewheel. I want to call right now, 571-354-7338 on the Magic Robots.
I have a little conversion here for those of us in the U.S. that want to know a quick little reference on kilometers per hour. If it is 10 kilometers per hour, anything over that, that's only 6 miles per hour to us, right around 6 miles per hour.
Are you kidding me?
So, yeah, anything over 6 miles per hour
with a motor
is now classified as a
so
motor
unless
vehicle.
it's a lawnmower.
Don't
even ride a lawnmower.
Riding lawnmowers probably qualify.
People race those things.
Now, we can ride them in our own private property, no problem.
Sure.
But my kids can't.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't ride them in the streets, according to the law.
Oh, wow.
And my kids can't ride them anywhere.
Wow.
Man, that
'cause
is
they're not
brutal.
Licensed. Wow, that is
just
intense.
brutal. I mean, that's sad, and it's one of those things that I worry about. Here's another thing I worry about, Robert. Maybe you can help me and you can speak to this because I've been wanting to do this lately. I want to bring up grass. You guys know I am just in love with the grass, okay? But the problem is, Robert, you know it. He's laughing right now because he can tell. It's all I want to ride in.
Yeah, I'm laughing because you sound like you need to move to Colorado or something when you talk about that. Yeah.
It sounds like you guys need to come over to Floatville and let me show you what we've got cooking out here, because there is some of the best grass riding you've ever seen. And I'm telling you, the problem is, Robert, that I run these same lines all the time, and I'm starting to realize, like the place on a golf course where everybody takes the same line with their golf cart to get onto the fairway. You know how that starts to run down and then you can see tire tracks?
Yeah.
I'm getting a single tire track that is literally the line that I take for 3 miles.
That's a single track right there.
I am creating my own single track.
You are.
I want to keep it grass. So my problem now is, how do I do that? I don't want to hurt the community. I actually try to do things. You guys can make fun of me if you want. If I see a piece of trash, I pick it up and I go to the next place that I can throw it away, and I throw it away. I'm trying to be nice, because I have a feeling if too many people get on this, and there's enough curmudgeons out there that say, get off my lawn, they're going to start making some rules that pretty much turn into Germany that say, if you ride this thing outside of your house, you're done. I don't want that. So how do I stop those trails from being made is the question. Robert, can I throw some bag, like some like grass seed in my backpack, and then just run the trail and just kind of like be Johnny Appleseed?
Sure,
Would that
but
work?
it won't stop the earth from getting packed down, though.
Yeah, see,
You
that's
need
the
to
problem.
carve more. You need to carve more and then carve differently every time.
I need to take more lines, I think, is what. Yeah, that's
Just
that's
can't
the
stay in the
truth.
same line every single time you go out.
Would it be good radio or bad radio if I had somebody from a golf course call in? I want the grass manicurist to call in and see if I can pepper him with some questions and see if there's anything I can do. Is anybody else out there like me, like that does that? Because I feel like Adam Appleseed, that's pretty good. I feel like nice job for the social media lounge. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm not alone here. But this isn't my show. It's about Robert today, and I feel like I'm talking too much. So let's get back to him.
I'm not a big grass rider myself, just because I weigh so damn much. You get a little bit off balance and you got a little extra weight up there, that wheel will slip out on you real easy if it's wet at all.
So can you talk to us about what it's like to be a little bit of a heavier rider? How does you haven't had a chance to get on an XR yet, correct?
No, I haven't. I'm looking forward to it.
You're gonna love it.
I didn't want to buy it right away because I went through the Plus situation with my foot pad. So I'm planning on getting the XR pretty soon now.
Awesome. Okay, so you're going to love that, because I'm telling you right now, the low-end torque that will help heavier riders, or just people who are getting used to it and not necessarily have proper technique. Not that those things are not the same, mutually exclusive. I'm just saying, either if you're bad at riding and you're just getting used to it, your low-end torque problems are going to be fixed, and if you're a little bit heavier, you're also going to feel a lot more stable on this thing. But what was it like with the V1? I mean, like, was that a little tough getting used to it? What would you say? Here's what I would actually, that's a crappy question. What would you say to anybody who's a new rider and thinking, I'm a little bit heavier, I'm over 200 pounds, I don't think I would be good for this thing?
Well, I don't think it's a problem being over 200 pounds. I mean, there's guys who are 255 who are riding it. I think you get up to about 250 and you should be fine. I think the XR is the way to go if you're going to buy new. If you're going to buy used, then I would go with a Plus right now. I think you can get Pluses at a really good price used right now. But if you're going to spend the money on a new one, get the XR. It's got the extra power. I'm just going by what what the community's saying. But it sounds like it's stronger up the hills.
Oh, I can speak for it. Yes, it absolutely is stronger up the hills. It will take the surging that you guys hate it's pretty much gone. I mean, it's better.
And that's the biggest issue for the big guys is. I ride around with little guys all the time. Like I said, I was cruising with Andrew Stroh that one day in Chicago. I've cruised with Bodie. Even guys like Dave England and Soup Campbell. These guys are small and they fly.
Right.
But it's a different beast when you're 175 than it is when you're 235. I mean, imagine putting 60 pounds of weights hanging from your shoulders, and then try to take that thing up a hill and not put too much weight over the front nose.
Well, you'll actually be able to speak to this, because I believe you've had some wedding DJ experience in your life as well as myself, right? We're both wedding DJs here. Am I right? So you guys know that's my main gig. Robert has done some wedding DJing, and then you say adding 50 pounds or so. Guys, I weigh 165 pounds soaking wet. But I use the Onewheel all the time at weddings, and I bring my speakers with me, so I know what you mean. It's not like if I have a lot of times I have 50 pounds on me, and there's no way you can't sprint the same. I have to modify my riding.
You you can't take off as fast.
Correct.
Because you'll go over the front or you'll go over the back, or you'll pull back if you pull back. It's just there's just too much weight outside of the wheel, and so you have to do it differently. And I don't think people, the smaller guys, don't give us credit for what we can do, because if we can keep up,
I agree.
We're doing better if we can keep up.
I agree. So can you speak to a new rider who's a little heavier? What can they do to make this easier on their first couple 100 miles?
Here are my rules for new riders, and then I'll get into the fat guys too. But new riders, definitely start in Mission. It's probably the cleanest, easiest to ride in. You try the Cruise or the other, Sequoia, and it doesn't have the same feel and doesn't help you any. Just start in Mission. Start either on dry grass, or if you can find some good rubbery, park material, somewhere where if you do fall, you'll go down. Always wear wrist pads more than anything. Wrist protectors and a helmet. Those are the two most important things you want to be doing. Knee pads and shoulder pads. I played football forever. Knee pads and shoulder pads.
What position? What position?
Wide receiver and cornerback.
Yeah. Any records?
But then rugby. I played rugby for 20 years after college.
Do you have any records in football?
No, I wasn't. I'm never fast enough, man.
Most concussions?
That was mine.
All right, keep going. New riders, you're killing it.
But so you want to be making sure you're wearing the wrist pads, you're wearing the helmet. Take your time. Practice jumping off with 2 feet in the beginning, and then learn to do the lift your foot up. And just know that if you're ever in trouble, you have to jump off with both feet. That's the first thing I teach people when they want to try it.
Oh, it's so true.
Jump off with both feet, because if you leave that one foot on the front sensor, it's going to take off on you. That's where you're going to get hurt.
Guys, it's the most important thing you could possibly take away from this.
That was the first lesson that Adam told me. He's like, just before you even get on the board, jump with both feet, like 4 times, 5 times, just to get used to jumping with both feet.
I made him just stand there and just jump with 2 feet. And I said, that's how before you get on this, you have to know how to get off of it.
And I did that with the girls, with my daughters. They started riding at 5 and 7, and I had them in the grass, and I made sure they were jumping off of it and could do that. Because what happens is you start to get off balance, you get a little nervous, you think you're going to fall, and it's instinct to take that back foot and put it down, and then the thing just takes off on you.
It runs on you, man, and then it runs into your ankles, and you bite off a lot of skin. Yeah, totally agree. So if anybody would like to give us a call right now, we do appreciate. Do I need to scold the listeners again? Am I calling for phone calls and not getting them? 571-354-7338, and you will get $10 PayPal to your account, because that has been paid forward by one of our last listeners. They wanted to pay that one forward. So 571-354-7338. Call me right now. I'll buy you lunch, because on the Magic Robots call-in line, 4 out of 5 sociology majors claim the Magic Robots gear makes you potentially 3% more attractive. Magic Robots, guys, it's just an appreciation of the result of human genius. Floating on a Onewheel is intuitive, it's natural, but it comes to you thanks to some crazy high-tech wizardry. Magic Robots is just a reflection of that mindset. So the gear is made with the highest quality, it comes super comfy, and it'll keep you warm while you shred the earth. It'll keep you fly while you float the concrete seas. So head over to magicrobots.com and check out what they've got to you guys. You'll certainly be glad you did. We have a fun video coming up for you here. Belly, what are you loading up here? I see you doing a lot of work in the studio.
Yeah, well, real quick before we get going, I do have an...
Is that happening? Call. Bring them in. All right, that sounds good. I'll mute you over here. So we'll take a phone call in for... See, when I give you guys stuff, then you behave. They're like 10-year-olds, Robert. They're killing me.
Terrible.
It's unbelievable. So we'll have them on the line. Let's see who it is. Caller, who are you and where are you from? Hello? Caller, where are you? Where are you from?
I'm from D.C.
Oh, what's up? Who is this?
Chris Jakes.
Chris Jake. Okay, what's up? From D.C.? Get out of here. We're right here in D.C. Are you a part of the DMV Riders?
Buddy. How's it going?
It's good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us. What do you have for us today? Obviously, I'm going to buy you lunch, but how long have you been riding?
2016 was when I got my first V1.
Oh, wow. So you're an OG like Robert. Has he, now, are you a heavier rider? I hate to get into your weight
here. Oh,
yeah.
But, I'm in that 220 club, buddy.
Oh, fantastic. So what do you think about Robert's tips? Did he leave anything out? Is there anything you can add about how we can make this easier for heavier riders?
Yeah, I mean, for heavier riders, it's just kind of knowing where that pushback is and not going over the front too hard.
No, I mean, he's right. I mean, it sounds simple. I mean, you want us to give us these huge answers. You just got to get to know your board. Am I right, dude?
Excuse me?
You just got to get to know your board. That's the answer at the end of the
totally,
day, right?
Man. Yeah, that's the one thing. But definitely, when you have a little bit more weight, you want to know the limits of your board. I mean, you got guys that are 180. They can do a lot more than 220. But
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, you 220 guys, you get a lot of good things in life. The ladies love you, okay? Us 165 guys, we have to cede all the limit to you guys, but we can ride and fly on our one wheels, okay? Just give us that.
yeah,
Hey, I'm putting the call out right now. We need to have an over 200 ride race at Float Life Fest this year. There needs to be an over 200 challenge match. There could be an open thing if you want, if the big guys want to get in. But I think we need to have our own match for those big fat guys out there like me.
Chris, you agree? Would you be in there?
Don't want to have to beat the boaties.
Oh yeah, man. You sign me up. I'll be there, man.
Oh hell yeah! All right, 220 plus. Hopefully Justin Thompson will. I'm sure be listening to this, and we'll get a big guy riders. We'll call him the Fat Daddy race, if we will. So, Chris, congratulations, dude. I will. How will I get in touch with you? I will find you. Let's see. Just email me at adam@ttr. Well, you know what? Just stay on the line here. Belly's going to take care of you.
Cool, man.
And we will get you your PayPal. There you go. We'll see how we can do that. Belly, can you do that?
Appreciate it.
Oh, that would have been no. All right, so Chris, I'm gonna take down your. Let's do this. Let's just do this. Text me at this number. Just text me your email address, and we'll get your PayPal. That's it. That's how we do it.
Man.
All right, Chris. Thanks for the call. Straight from DC. That is absolutely terrible radio on my part, but he is gonna get rewarded for calling in. See, I call in for everybody, and then I blow it. We have to have a call screener. It's getting too big for us at this point. We're growing. Need an intern. All right, that sounds good to me.
I think Andrew Stroh's always looking for work, so I'm sure he'll step in and do that for you guys.
And he's not far, so that would be good. Let's do this thing. All right, I want to show the video of Schramm's kids who are absolutely maybe the top riders, top children riders in the community. Should we put them at least as a nominee?
They got to be up there for a 7 and a 9-year-old, and they were 5 and 7 when they started. Girls both out there giving it their best. I think they got to be up there with the rest. They're definitely better riders than I am comparatively.
They've got a move named after them, so let's do that. Go ahead and do that. We'll take a quick break, and we'll watch a video of maybe, at least definitely nominated, the top children riders in the community. Throw your nominations in, too. We'll do this all next. Luch Dog in the Morning, the voice of Onewheel. Welcome back, folks. It is your boy Luch Dog in the Morning hanging out with you. See, we're trying some new stuff on here, which is, I mean, you're technically not supposed to do that in radio, but we get so excited because of all of the opportunities that we have and the things that you guys are sending us. So thank you for putting that together, Rob, and of course for joining us. That was Lainey and Zoe. Is that right? Did I get those names right?
So I'm not sure what you guys showed.
Oh, yeah, you can't see the video, but yes, that is okay. So,
yeah, we showed about 2 minutes of the video you sent us with the girls riding. We saw the stanky leg.
Stanky leg was in there.
Yeah.
Nominations, Social Media Lounge. What do we have any thoughts there? Kids division. They would like a kids division at Float Life Fest. Very interesting.
Yeah.
That would be good. I could be down with that. Also, very interesting that the you guys are loving the trash pickup, which I just one random comment that just flew out of my mouth. Fantastic that you guys are responding so well to that. Let's make that a thing. Can everybody please, at least on your float today, pick up one piece of trash? That'd be awesome. Because I really think that if we can make a good name for ourselves for as long as we can, put it this way. Robert, you take your kids sledding when it goes snowing outside? When it's snowing, do you go sledding?
Sure.
Okay.
Not so much anymore, but we did for years.
Would you think that it would be, should we outlaw sledding?
Don't know where you're going, but I'm going to say no. Let's not outlaw sledding.
Perfect. No, we should not outlaw sledding. Why would we outlaw sledding? Well, some curmudge is going to come over there and say, well, it ruined the grass, which it could, okay, but the grass will be fine. But what if we were sledding every day?
Back on the grass.
Time out. What if we were sledding every day? Robert, you're going to start changing your mind.
There would be some damage.
There would be some damage to the grass, and the more people that start sledding every day around people are going to start freaking out who want things the same way as they used to be. And all of a sudden, sledding, because it's a one-time thing, is cool. But if you do it every day, people are going to start to get annoyed by it, and that's like my biggest fear. That's my nightmare. So I'm just trying to keep a good name for us as long as we possibly can, because this community is growing, and it ain't going to stop.
So,
well, I think we do need to be representatives of the field of the sport. I mean, we're out there, we're ambassadors, right?
For sure.
So we got to do a good job. We shouldn't be cruising. I don't mind people cruising through stores and stuff like that, as long as the people in the store are cool. The owners of the store aren't giving you a hard time. It's if you're going to be riding past people and being dangerous, that's when you're going to cause problems. If you're cruising through the airport and you're cruising around by security and you're making a big deal, I think that's just going to make it worse for all of us. So taking care of the sport, taking care of the way people look at us, I think is really, really important.
So from the social media lounge, we got a little feedback on the video. It's just saying, wow, those girls are awesome. So cool to see girls that young riding, and just saying those kids are amazing riders. So yeah, shout out to them. Also, Sled Life is coming in, so that's pretty funny. And yes, awesome job by your daughters. Thank you. A shout out again to Lainey and Zoe. Numero uno in our book. So 1 and 1A, we'll say, for both of them. And
that's what's so cool about the Onewheel, dude, is that I've got 2 daughters, right? I'm gonna be a 50-year-old man here soon. You got a second? I'm gonna be a 50-year-old man here soon, and I got these 2 daughters, and you can only play so much Candyland, right? You can only play so much dolls, right? But at some point, you get a chance to take your girls out on a Onewheel, and they fall in love with it the way that you do. Now we get to spend so much time together doing stuff that's actually fun for me as it is for them. And how cool are you, Robert? You're like the coolest dad on the planet in their eyes. You're not just somebody who bought them a pony. You introduced them to something that nobody's ever even heard of. Their friends don't know what that is. One of their boards might be named Pony. Yeah, they can name it Pony. And I like being able to push them too, past their fear and getting them to do, getting them to challenge themselves. I think it's a great sport for anybody, and it's really cool for the kids. So I would like to know how to get the kids into this. What's the best way to get kids into this the safest way? Because you see a lot of people doing it, and I think it's a really cool thing. Anything you can share with your kids that you both enjoy, where it doesn't have to be forced. I mean, any good parent's going to try to force themselves to like something that their kid likes, even if the parent doesn't like it. But if you can both enjoy it like this and have this kind of stoke and share it, and kind of have it be like a little inside joke and personal thing for you guys, because nobody really knows what it is. Man, that's amazing. So how can we get the kids into it the right way? It's hard because it's so expensive, right? Doing it by myself and then borrow mine was fine, but then at some point I had to buy 2 more boards, and not everybody can afford to do that. So it is a challenge. But for those of us who are a little bit older in life, who are a little bit more settled, have had our careers, we got our stuff going, we can afford it. I think it's definitely the best thing is to buy yourself a board and then not be stingy with it. Let others try it. Show them how to try it the right way. Let them have some fun, and then see if you can get a used V1. I don't think the girls will ever need a Plus or an XR. I think they're happy. I think they're good with the V1s. I don't think they need to go faster than 13 miles per hour. I think that's a good speed for them. Anything faster than that would be too dangerous at their age. So they've each got the V1s. I've got my Plus. Going to get the XR soon. Get the wife out there if I can. And I think it's a great family way to spend a Sunday afternoon. Belly is going to go right now and do some searching. I just sent him on a wild goose chase, so he's very mad at me right now, but he should be. That's rightfully so. Okay. And we are going to get a belly camera in here for that. We've got some new things happening, but I sent him on a wild goose chase
to pick up some music from Robert. So he's going to go into my messages, the one that we picked up the last link from, and he sent us a file with, I believe, a whole bunch of music in it. And if it's possible, I'd like to play it on the show because you're in a band. Is that right, Robert?
I am. Well, let me ask you something real quick. Belly, that video of me, the 16 and 17 exploits, if you guys showed that video, could you hear the music as well?
Oh, yeah. The first one we did, the music was playing.
Yeah, so the 16 and 17 exploits of mine, that video has one of probably our best songs on it.
Can find it.
Let's find it. We're on it. Okay, Belly's on it. He's going on a wild goose chase.
That way you can see a little bit of my writing too, because as an old man, you don't have to sit and just carve all day.
I love it.
You can do some drops. You can do some curbs. You can do some 180s and what's it called when you jump from goofy to?
I don't know. Is there a name for that? A flight switch? Can we call it a flight switch?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know what they're called. I was never a skateboarder, and that's what's so cool. I picked this up after having never been a skateboarder or a snowboarder. Anybody can do this. It's as long as you got a little bit athletic ability and you're not afraid to give it a try.
So I guess we were going to get you out of here pretty soon, but everybody's kind of body varial is what people are at. A body varial, or also called a sex change.
Oh, sex change. I've heard that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Thank
right.
you, man. Social media lounge popping off today.
Right.
I think I'm just going to have the. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm a little bit conflicted because Magic Robots is our sponsor, and they sponsor the call-in line, which gets used like once a show. I think I'm going to talk to them about switching them over to the. I want to have them sponsor the social media lounge because let me just tell you, Magic Robots has been the most supportive and incredible thing that's been a part of what we've been doing. So I just want to get them the most love, and I keep wanting to bring them up, but we don't have a super amount of calls typically. We have a S-ton of participation from the social media lounge, which I'm fine with. I think it's a really cool thing. I think it's awesome that we do.
That's Adam Hilliker, right?
That is Adam Hilliker who runs the Magic Robots. Belly, what do you got? No, I want it on air. Bring it to me.
So this is, I'm just going to bring up on the video here for everyone to see. This is kind of the gear that Robert's riding around on. Just two of his boards with some of his decals, things like that.
I like it. Robert, can you take us through? This is a blue board and an orange board. It looks like you've got the OW armor. Is that what that is?
Yeah, I got the Onewheel armor on it. I've also got the surf pads on the back, which give me some grip, but also let me push off that back a little bit nicer. That's why I was thinking about getting the one tail.
What is a surf pad?
What's that?
What is a surf pad? I've never seen that. What is that?
It's a soft, spongy surf pad. They put them on the back of surfboards, and you can buy them as is. You can buy them in any color. And they've got sticky tape on the bottom, and you just stick them right down. I just had to cut it to size. It's a really nice feel for the back of the board if you don't want to just do grip tape.
So he's talking about, for the list, for the watchers, he's talking about he's talking about back there. Yeah, exactly.
On the red board.
On the red board, yeah. Okay.
So the red board is my Blackhawks win board.
Boo! Boo! Go Caps!
That's a John Rambo Fender with the magnetics on there. It's it's all duct taped black, so it's got a sleek look to it. And then I went and got a Chicago Bears board, which is kind of embarrassing at the moment, but that's my plus. And I did the blue and orange with that, and that's another Rambo Fender.
Awesome. I just got my Fender, folks. Came in the mail. I might just give it away for you guys because I don't think I'm going to use it. Got to be honest with you. Why?
Yeah.
I like the pebbles. You got to know that it makes me feel like I'm riding. It lets me know that the ground is there.
Yeah, I don't mind the pebbles. That's not the problem. It's the mud.
Yeah, it really is. It does help for the mud and stuff, but I really just try to ride without it. So, all right, this is good. Thank you guys for everybody who has been participating on the show today. I've had a lot of fun with you guys. I'm trying to see, is there anything that we didn't get to? Is there anything that you haven't gotten to say out there? I want to leave you with a chance to say anything before we get to your video and get out of here for the people.
No, other than I just, I love the Onewheel Nation, man. It's been a big part of my life for the last few years. I'm so glad I saw that Kickstarter video and decided to jump on board. I spent about 6 months waiting for that first board to come out, and it's changed my life. It's changed my kids' life, and we love it.
Thank you, Future Motion. We appreciate it. We love what you do. And hey, where can we find your band, man? Because we're about to listen to some jams from Schramm, the Phat Daddy himself.
Yeah, actually, what you're going to hear is songs that I've written. They're with my band Gallagher's Twin. You can find them on Reverb Nation under Gallagher's Twin. All of our music is downloadable there, and you can use it for your videos, and it won't have copyright problems. It's just something that I started doing around age 40. I used to play harmonica, and then started writing songs and singing in a band, and this is what it ended up with. We just had our first CDs come out, so it's kind of exciting.
Awesome. Gallagher's Twin, check them out. Thank you very much. Robert Schramm, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause from the Social Media Lounge. Everybody goes nuts and appreciates it. Thank you again, dude. You've been wonderful. We appreciate you as always. And
yeah,
let's get out of here with some jams from Robert Schramm. I'd like to do that. Belly, are you ready for that?
I'm always ready, boss.
All right, rock them in here. We'll do that. We'll play some jams. We'll get a video going for you guys. And again, thank you for listening. Luch Dog in the Morning will be taking a break this week. We'll be back with you guys next week, every Wednesday and Friday as always. But we are on vacation, so everybody enjoy. This is Robert Schramm with his band Gallagher's Twin. We're rocking out on the Onewheel. Have a great day, everybody. It's the voice of Onewheel.
Peace.
Simple love is really all I need. A simple love and some room to breathe. A simple love is really all I ever need. A simple love is really all I need. A simple love and some room to breathe. A simple love is really all I ever need. I don't know what you're asking me, and I don't know why you're hassling me, and I don't know why it has to be this way. Easy come and easy go. Sometimes you wanna take it slow. Sometimes you need to stand and walk away. Simple love is really all I need. A simple love and some room to breathe. A simple love is really all I ever need. A simple love is really all I need. A simple love and some room to breathe. A simple love is really all I ever need. It's all I ever, it's all I ever need.
The most important things are often sight unseen, like thunder coming after lightning. One without the other is still heightening, but neither alone can ever be as frightening. No one ever said things are gonna be perfect, but spreading love in your life is more than worth it. If you put it in front of you, then it will be true. If you put it in front of you, then it will be proof that you can do whatever it is you say you want to. When you learn to keep it simple, then you can be you. It's the simple things that we put forth that makes this life worth living at all.
Trouble comes and trouble goes. Sometimes you wanna take it slow. Sometimes it turns out you haven't got a say. I don't wanna live with all the sorrow and regret. I don't wanna live with all the